Hi, it's Mrs. Lemke, and I'm here to help you remember some algebra skills from your previous math classes. Today, we are going to look at long division, and then there's another video in which we look at synthetic division. For each of these videos, we're trying to kind of tailor make them to your needs. So we're starting each one of these with one problem. Because it's a skill you've been taught before, we'd like you to try that one problem completely by yourself. Don't use any outside resources. Don't use Google. Don't look up anything. Just try it cold, right? Just write down the problem, and you and your paper and your pencil try to figure this out. Come back and then see if you've got it right. Okay, and then there'll be some further directions after that. So here's the question I want you to use long division on. Okay, it has to be done by long division. In order to meet the standard of what I'm about to do with you. Okay, so please pause the video, come back in a second, and we'll go from there, okay? Pause, make sure you pause, don't just keep listening. Okay, if you know how to do long division, this is what your problem should look like, okay? You should have rewritten. Just as a starter, I'm going to go through here and highlight a few things, okay? So as a starting point, you should have gone immediately and rewritten it with this little brackety guy. And inside of the bracket, you needed to remember to include 0x squared and 0x because not all the degrees of that polynomial were represented. And then you ask yourself questions as you divide using these beginning terms. Oh my gosh, that highlighting really did not help. Let's not do that. Okay, so you look at, actually I have it underlined in red from when I was just thinking myself. Okay, so you would ask yourself about this x and this 7x cubed to get the 7x squared, and then you multiply along these arrows. Your answer gets written here, you subtract, and then you repeat that algorithm again and again. And at the end, I didn't quite have room down here, but when I subtracted 3 minus 56, I got negative 53. So that remainder is written up here with the divisor underneath it. So the answer to the division problem is what's highlighted yellow. Okay, now you need to be honest, okay, because if you're not honest, you are only hurting yourself, my friend, okay? So if you got this question right, all by yourself, no other help, with the video paused, if your answer to that question right now is yes, I got this right, I know how to do long division, then you can stop this video and please go ahead to the synthetic division video. However, if any part of this was wrong, or you had to ask a friend, phone a friend, check on Google, whatever. If you did something that means that maybe you don't know how to do this yourself fully, then go ahead and we're going to do 2 more problems together, okay? Now, if you got the first question right, can you watch the rest of the video? Of course. I know you enjoy listening to me talk here on a Sunday morning as I record this. So great, okay. So here is another long division question, and I'm going to write it out in this form with this little 5th grade division bracket, and then I need to look at the beginning term and this and ask myself, what do I multiply by 7k to get 7k to the 3rd? And the answer to that would be k squared. K squared times 7k would be 7k cubed. Okay, so I need to make that work out. And then this term would also get multiplied by the rest of that divisor. So that would be minus 4k squared. This next step is crucial because it's a place to easily make a sign error. So remember that you're subtracting. I like to put a little subtraction sign in a circle out to the side to remind my wee brain that that's what's happening here. And then I have negative 39 minus negative 4. So that's really adding 4, right? Think about it like this, if that's confusing to you. Okay, so I'm going to get that negative 35k squared here. Okay, and then I'm going to bring down, this is a little bit of a personal preference thing, but I bring down all the rest of it. And then I just keep bringing down whatever I have left in subsequent steps because you never know for sure exactly what all you're going to need. Okay. Then I'm now at the end of like one cycle of the algorithm, and now we do the whole cycle again. Okay. And I'm going to change colors just because I think it helps you to see where things come from. Maybe question mark. Okay. So now I have 7K here. I'm looking here. And I'm looking here. Okay, just look at the beginnings because you need to make the beginnings work out so that things go away, right? The subtraction zeroed out. So 7K times blank is negative 35K squared. Okay, so that would be negative 5K. So that's going to go here. I like to write that right above the same term, right? So like when this was K squared, I wrote it above the K squared term. That's not actually critical, but I think it's nice. It helps me stay organized. Okay, and now I have negative 5 times negative 4, which is positive 20. Okay, and I remind myself that I am subtracting. Okay, so these guys go away. And then here, I'm going to have 34 minus 20. And I'm now down to that last term, which is good, right? We're going to finish it up pretty quick. All right, now I want to ask myself, what do I multiply by 7K to get 14K? The answer to that is 2. Then I multiply the 2 out to this divisor. So that's 14K minus 8, and I got 0. So 0 being a remainder is a really important thing when we apply this to polynomials. So just keep that in mind, like that remainder matters a lot in terms of this unit's topic, okay? Okay, I just wanted to get myself some clean space. So let's set up this one a little bit together, and then I'm going to ask you to try to finish it yourself, okay? All right, so this is my divisor. Here, something to remember. 42x squared. Ah, yes, there's no x term, so I have to represent that with 0x and then minus my constant. So this is a constant to the first to the second. Okay, no gaps. All right, so that's the beginning. You are going to think about what do I multiply by this to get this? That should be 6x. Okay, now pause the video and come back. We'll see how you did. Okay, hopefully you have this right. If you don't, try to just go back and try one more time, see if you can get things to line up, right? The 6x in red is what gave me this answer, right? You multiply this times this to get the part I just highlighted yellow. Then you subtract. This might be a place where there's a little mistake because you need to remember that the subtraction matters, right? So that's what gives you a negative. And then this negative 6 times this divisor gives you this whole part here. Sorry, I kind of highlighted the wrong thing there. And then make sure you remember that whole thing about the signs, okay? And so your remainder here is not a 0, it's 9. And then you put that added on over your divisor, okay, to get your complete answer. All right, I hope that this helps. If you need more practice, there are a lot of practice problems in your textbook. Section 2.3 has some problems that you can take a look at and some examples as well in the actual text, okay? And definitely reach out to your teacher if you're having a hard time. Please go ahead and watch the synthetic division video next. Thanks.